Hello children.
Welcome back to another session, and today we will be dealing with Unit 8's On the Grasshopper and Cricket by John Keats. Have you heard people say, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever," or "Beauty is truth, truth beauty"? How about "Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter"? Can you guess who said these? Well, some of you are right. Let me tell you that these were famous quotes by John Keats. Who was John Keats? Let us know a little about this personality. John Keats was a prominent English poet who belonged to the second generation of Romantics along with P.B. Shelley and Lord Byron. He wrote amazing pieces during his short but fruitful life. He lived between 1795 to 1821. 25 years, that's all. He has written some amazing poems which are characterized by his unique style of being sensible and sensuous at the same time. Now, some of his famous pieces are Ode on a Grecian Urn, Ode to a Nightingale, To Autumn, and others. Nevertheless, he became a prominent poet of the 19th century. Now, I want you to look at this image on screen. One is a grasshopper and the other a cricket. The grasshopper, as you see, is green and is used as a symbol for summer. Cricket, which is brown, is used to symbolize winter. Today's poem On the Grasshopper and Cricket is a sonnet which was composed in 1816. Do you all know what a sonnet is? Let me tell you. A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. The two major types of sonnets are 1. The Italian sonnet, also called Petrarchan. 2. The English sonnet, also called the Shakespearean. There is a difference between these two sonnets. As you see, the Italian sonnet has an octave and a sestet. That is, the 14 lines are divided into an octave which consists of 8 lines each and a sestet which consists of 6 lines each. The second type, the English sonnet, consists of 3 quatrains or 3 stanzas of 4 lines each and a couplet, the last 2 lines. Now let us read the poem. Now let us look into the poem On the Grasshopper and Cricket. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. That is the grasshopper's. He takes the lead in summer luxury. He has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, from the stone there shrills the cricket's song, in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. The first stanza or the octave here begins with the line, "The poetry of earth is never dead." Words like hot sun, new mown mead or meadow are symbolic of the summer season. Summer is represented by the grasshopper's voice. His physical presence is unseen as he keeps hopping from one hedge to another, basking in the luxury that summer offers, new life, hope, and fun. When tired, he rests beneath some weed, says the poet, which is also pleasant. You see that the first line of the octave is repeated, but with an additional word, never. This implies and stresses on the fact that Earth's music will never end or cease. Now here, winter is mentioned. And what happens during winter? It's very cold, and then the movement of people lessens due to this cold. Birds are not seen as much, but we get to see the cricket. Again, his physical presence is not seen. We get to hear a shrill sound. This shrill sound is the cricket's song. You heard the grasshopper song during summer. Now it is the cricket's song during winter. As the sound increases, so does the much needed warmth. Now this, to a person who is drowned or lost in sleepiness, half sleepiness to be precise, to take the words from the poem, is just like the song of the grasshopper. This poem is usually compared to another piece which has been inspired by Aesop's fable, which is both in the prose form and in a poem form, but for you it has been prescribed as a poem, titled The Ant and the Cricket. Now as you see, this poem talks about how the ant works really hard to store food for winter, works hard during summer to store food for winter. But what does the cricket do? Is the cricket as hard working as the ant? No, not so. As we read through the poem, we get to know that the cricket has been singing all along. All through summer he sings, and he fails to hoard food for winter. What happens to him during winter then? He goes and knocks the door of the ant's house and asks to be given some food. To this, the ant has a classic reply. He is turned down by the ant, who says, I quote, "You sang, sir, you say, go then and dance the winter away." End quote. The cricket, which is now hungry and cold, goes back home without food. The poem ends with the line, some crickets have 4 legs and some have 2, this 2 being a reference to human beings. The grasshopper and cricket here are symbols of 2 seasons, namely summer and winter respectively. The main theme here is nature, its eternal delight and healing presence. So to say, the cycle of birth and death balanced by hope all along. Children, I hope you have all understood the poem. Now let us move on to the question and answers. Question 1. Discuss with your partner the following definition of a poem. A poem is made of words arranged in a beautiful order. These words, when read aloud with feeling, have a music and meaning of their own. Now I want you to discuss with your friends or parents about this idea, whether poetry is like music or what it means to you and how you feel when you read a poem. Question 2. The poetry of earth is not made of words. What is it made of as suggested in the poem? Well, when you look into the poem, you will get to know that the poetry of earth is not made of words but is made of music. The music of the grasshopper and the cricket. Question 3. Find in the poem lines that match the following. 1. The grasshopper's happiness never comes to an end. Can you find the line in stanza 1 which represents the same? Yes, it is, I quote, he has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun. 2. The cricket's song has a warmth that never decreases. Which line do you think is representative of this one? Well, in stanza 2 or the sestet, as I have told you, mark the line, the cricket's song in warmth increasing ever. Now that I have helped you with these 3 questions, as your homework, I'd like you to do the remaining 2. Before I leave, I have some interesting trivia for you as always. Now, did you know that crickets listen with their legs and grasshoppers predate dinosaurs? Wow, exciting, right? So until we meet next, have a great day.